Okay, got a replay here. Sipan the Skaven versus Pegaez on the Demons of Chaos. Another Be'lakor replay, but this time I'm more used to seeing Be'lakor. I'm more used to seeing Be'lakor versus Skaven. That's actually a meta pick. Be'lakor Warriors of Chaos versus Chaos Dwarfs? Nah, dude. Nah, that shit was wild. Though, depending on the order I released these, I probably won't remember that I said that sentence. And then you might be like, what game are you talking about? And it's going to come out 2 days later. But you know what? That's just the spice of life you get. The Human Boy Yes Yes Twitch Kick channel. YouTube's a dead art form. What are we doing here? Be'lakor, the Demons of Chaos. Be'lakor up in the sky with Melkos Mystic Miasma and Pit of Shades. 4 Nurglings, 4 Plague Toads. How many Flesh Hounds of Khorne? 4 Flesh Hounds of Khorne and 2 Blood Shrines of Khorne. Nice, disruptive, self-regenerating chariots that do give buffs to everybody else. For the Skaven, if it gets Zap Zap, nice little pressure piece to keep Be'lakor in line, but also it reduces his cooldowns. Well, not reduces, it actually increases his cooldowns, making it harder for him to cast spells or cast his abilities. We have 1 Gutter Runner for a bit of poke. I really like Gutter Runners and Night Runners versus the Demons of Chaos. They're just a low-armored faction, so I usually actually take 2 Night Runners, 2 Gutter Runners. They're pretty good. 2 Skaven Slave Slingers, another great piece versus the Demons of Chaos. 2 Wolf Rats with Poison, 2 Rat Ogres, a front line of Skaven Slaves with Clan Rats, Lord Skrolk with his summons and poison. Morskatar's Hellion, which is literally the worst unit in the entire game, as it gets knocked away from a Blood Shrine of Khorne for doing nothing. And that is about it. Morskatar's Hellion, like, on paper would be good versus the Demons of Chaos, and he can sometimes do okay versus Soul Grinders and stuff, but he is... I don't know. I'd just rather take a regular Mutant Rat Ogre because they're cheaper and do almost the same thing, and Morskatar's Hellion just stands around doing nothing. Like, this idiot has not swung at all. Anyway, Flesh Hounds are in. They're going to harass Skaven Slave Slingers. Plague Monks and Wolf Rats will countercharge on the other side, but the Gutter Runners are getting destroyed by the Flesh Hounds. Blood Shrine of Khorne is going burr through some Rat Ogres right now. The Rat Ogres are more than happy to take that fight, so the Blood Shrine is going to need to path out of here. And Skrolk's throwing out first of many abilities. Skrolk is good in this matchup. There's a lot of units that are good in this matchup. Tretch can be okay, Snitch can be okay, Skrolk is good, Bracier is good, but Skrolk's nice. His AoE, Rod of Corruption, is really good at clearing out demonic units, especially in the late game. And his Liber Bubonicus is pretty good at just like poking down stuff. Be'lakor does not want this fight whatsoever. Morskatar's Hellion plus Skrolk is really, really bad, so he's going to wander away. Looks like he broke an Ikit Zap Zap model, and now Flesh Hounds and Plague Toads are streaming into the area. Morskatar's Hellion is trying to peel them off for now. The Blood Shrine of Khorne has actually taken a lot of damage. It has not been able to free itself. The Rat Ogre's now given poisons, same with the Plague Monks. And the Skaven are rallying on the left side as anything demonic over here has fallen apart. Skrolk Contaminate, if he hits these Plague Toads, should put them below the demonic instability point, and they should crumble off. Be'lakor's trying to get some stuff out over here, of course, to heal himself up. He does have that ability where he heals the more things are routing near him. So a big break on the Skaven forces, and they're all routing off. Be'lakor can heal up and chase them for a bit, though Flesh Hounds will probably want to do most of the actual chasing. Be'lakor will be needed elsewhere. Flesh Hounds of Khorne, the Blood Shrine, trying to rout off Ikit Zap Zap. There they go, and all of a sudden the Skaven were looking so good, it is not looking great anymore. We have 1 Slinger that's about to be shut down by dogs, and 1 very, very healthy Globe trying to get to safety and fire. And they'll do a significant amount of damage versus these Toads, versus the Nurglings, versus the Flesh Hounds. So either Be'lakor or a Blood Shrine is going to have to go shut down those Poison Wind Globes before it's too late. Flesh Hounds chasing off Rat Ogres, Nurglings and Dogs chasing off Plague Monks and all that stuff, so a lot of Skaven getting off that map. Flesh Hounds of Khorne going to fade away in their fight with the Plague Monks and the Skaven Slaves. And a Melkos Mystifying Miasma plus a charge from the Nurglings trying to keep these globes offline, and Sipa continues to pull them back, continues to try and get to safety. Liber Bubonicus is poking down Be'lakor while he does not seem to have Shadow Shroud up to save himself. He does just casually land on Lord Skrolk and these Rat Ogres trying to get some shots out here, while the Morskatar's Hellion is busy elsewhere fighting the Blood Shrine of Khorne and these Plague Toads. Skrolk chucks down another Rod of Corruption, does really good damage to the Plague Toads. Also, we're taking some pebbles there, but Flesh Hounds have gotten rid of those Skaven Slave Slingers. Elsewhere, Flesh Hounds finished chasing off Rat Ogres, and they do need to return to the fight. Blood Shrine of Khorne is going to go burr through some globes, as the globes did get a nice shot onto 3 different demonic units, getting them real low, and Slingers are back, also poking those guys down. But really good charges plus a Melkoth's Mystifying Miasma will probably finish off the Poison Globes as far as we're concerned. Morskatar's Hellion is back in action fighting against Be'lakor. Shadow Shroud gives him 60% resist. Thankfully for the Skaven, both Skrolk and Morskatar do magic damage, so it bypasses the physical resist that Be'lakor has, and Be'lakor is going to path away. Our demonic friends are starting to crumble and die. Double Blood Shrine still healing up, still being annoying. We still have 2 Flesh Hounds to chase down anybody that routes. Plague Toads of Nurgle and those Nurglings might be just dead to the cause, though. Might be. Flesh Hounds getting caught in a bunch of Skaven. Caught is actually a strong word. I mean, they were intentionally here, but now that Morskatar's Hellion is here, they don't want to be present anymore. They want to get away. Be'lakor's trying to heal up a little bit. Blood Shrine's getting rid of all these guys that have been rallying on the sides and poking at them forever. So it looks like battle lines are just reforming. We'll fast forward for a hot second while Plague Monks and Rat Ogres accompany Morskatars and Skrolk to safety. Morskatars gets good rear charge onto the Flesh Hounds. Almost gets them to start Demonic Instability crumbling, but not quite. Everything for the Skaven is off the battlefield that it will be going, except for these Skaven slaves that are returning to Skrolk and the boys now. Demon's Chaos going to set up a bit of a surround. And Melkoth's trying to take out the Plague Monks. They really want to get rid of any Skaven slaves or Plague Monks that could offer buffering support, because then the Rat Ogres will just be fighting Flesh Hounds and Nurglings straight up, which they don't want to do. They usually want infantry support of some kind. Good charge from the Skaven. Will finish off those Nurglings. That's another unit down. Plague Monks immediately rout as soon as Be'lakor gets involved. So do the Skaven Slaves. Skaven Slaves even shatter, but Skrolk can, of course, summon more reinforcements, which he is keen to do. Rat Ogre's getting pretty close to routing as well, but can they hold? Skrolk uses a Bless of Filth, but his Rat Ogres abandon him at the last second. Bounce Power's getting bad, but a huge Rod of Corruption is going to hit both of these Flesh Hounds and Be'lakor and the Nurglings. So can they take them out? We will see, but that's a tier 2 army ability of Tzeentch hitting the Morskatar's Hellion, doing a little bit more damage. Be'lakor really isn't taking any damage from Morskatar's or Skrolk. I think this big bastard isn't swinging. Yeah, he's just lumbering around like a dipshit. Can you tell I hate Morskatar's Hellion? Because I do. Morskatar's Hellion takes a big shot to the face. Be'lakor is still stuck with it. He might want to get out of here, though, as the Blood Shrines rejoin the fight. Morskatar's getting real low on leadership. Clanrat Summon is here to join the party. We're starting to lose some Plague Toads of Nurgle. We're starting to lose some Flesh Hounds. Maybe the Nurglings, too. Skrolk's getting the work done. Another Bless of the Filth gives everybody in this area poison. Be'lakor has to back off, and as he does, I think the Flesh Hounds will be following their Plague Toad brethren to the grave, then the Nurglings, then the other Flesh Hounds. Thankfully for them, the Blood Shrine of Khorne is giving enhanced leadership to these guys, which will help them last a little bit longer on that demonic instability front, but it's not great. Still have both Blood Shrines, still have Be'lakor, but Morskatar's Hellion's feeling a lot braver now that there's less stuff surrounding it. Be'lakor gets a rear charge with standard gun from Skrolk, gives him impressive 72 melee defense and better leadership. Be'lakor's taking some big shots. This is the Skaven's time to shine. Meanwhile, Melkoth's Mystifying Miasma hurts little Clanrat Summon, who are already terror routing anyway, so they'll be out of here. Be'lakor takes a nasty shot, but the Blood Shrines are here. The Blood Shrines are spinning to winning. Flesh Hounds finish off the Rat Ogres. That is a summon, so it will fade away. Skrolk has no summons left, so it is officially down to Morskatars and Skrolk. Morskatar's taking some shots from the Blood Shrines. Blood Shrine's going to back off for now, taking some big damage. Bless the Filth from Skrolk, trying to lower that vigor for everybody, make sure they're nice and exhausted, lowering their leadership. Morskatar's taking too much damage and not dealing enough back, but Be'lakor does take a rear charge from Skrolk. Balance of power is just below half, as Be'lakor's down to 500 HP, barely healing up from Morskatar's Hellion Big Solo, but oh! He takes a nasty shot on the way out, down to 170 HP, but his leadership's up to 24. He is not going to Demonic Instability crumble, it appears. Morskatar's Hellion is actually routing off, which will heal Be'lakor as he chases him around. Skrolk is now left alone and defenseless. No uses of Rod of Corruption or Liber Bubonicus. No Vermintide summons left for him, so he is just au natural. Trying to finish off these guys on his own. I think he's just a little too low. Nice Pestilent Breath, though that spell does not do almost any damage these days. And without Be'lakor dying, if Be'lakor had actually Demonic Instability crumbled there, maybe these Nurglings, maybe the Flesh Hounds die without the leadership bonus. Maybe Morskatar's Hellion gets to come back. It is not the way. And that is it. Skrolk, 2,800 value, really good. 1,600 on Morskar's Helling, which is actually, like, fine. I think that pays for him plus a little bit. Ikit Zap Zap did okay for getting shut down. Gutter Runners did okay for getting shut down. Rat Ogres did fine. Globes did fine. Plague Monks struggled a little bit. Dogs struggled a lot. Escapes and Life Slingers did fine. That is it. For Pegaz, 3,000 on Bellicor. Both Blood Shrines did very well. Not value-wise, but disruption-wise. Fleshhounds also did quite nicely. Plague Toads of Nurgle, not a ton of damage, but a lot of disruption. And Nurglings, I mean, you need infantry of some kind. They're not going to get great value ever. GG.
Roar. Subscribe, yes, yes.